Howdy, howdy. Welcome back. It is the 12th of June. Fucking the 12th of June. It is Wednesday afternoon. It is 5:39 p.m. Um, Welcome back to another video. It's me, just sitting here in Townsville. I had a long day at work, but fuck, it was good. That's exactly how it should be all the time. Nice productive day. I was supposed to go to the gym this afternoon, but I think I'll use my Wednesday as a rest day today. And yeah, I'll probably go tomorrow and Friday and the weekend. So yeah, well, look, that's the excuse that I've just told myself, and I feel like it's a much needed excuse. I think I would have went every other day if I went today as well. So yeah, welcome back to another video. I don't know why I went on that rant, but I think I was just trying to make myself feel better because I am exhausted, and I said I was going to go to the gym, but I haven't. So I'll have to live with that one. I don't know why I looked it up, but I did, and I like this poem that I've chosen. I don't know if it's an actual poem or if Omid snatched it because it looks like it's just from a blog. His username is the prince's pen. Sure, it looks like an African. Published on the 18th of April. I'm assuming it's this year. It's called "The Colder You Are in the Face of Life's Fire, the Better." I don't really want to talk too much about. I don't really talk about masculinity too much. I think I did in the earlier videos that I have, but I've just chosen this one because I liked it when I read through it briefly. So, the colder you are in the face of life's fire, the better. Whatever softens your inner metal is the thing to be avoided. I hear the women speak, but what does a woman know about being a man or masculinity? What right does she have to say, this is how a man should be? The fox doesn't comment on the nature of the lion. It just works around it. Oh, life. I looked at your cold eyes and I said, you're going to have to move against me no matter what I do. You turned back and said, this is my nature. You can only play your best hand in response. Pretty good. Look, I have certain views about masculinity and femininity and shit like that. I think one of the things I try to pride myself on is my ability to be open-minded. But there's certain things that I can be very, very narrow-minded if I put emotion behind it. And I hate it. I really don't like it. I think the man that I want to be definitely is one that is not so, like, I have convictions about certain things, but I would like to be a man that is open to interpreting other views. I think, again, I admire men with conviction and that stay and stick and move through on life with that fucking stoic sort of mentality. I too want to adopt that, but I also think there has to be room just for what I want to be as a person. I think there has to be room or just some sort of degree of separation from what your conviction and what sort of leeway or what sort of grounds you're willing to concede. And I think balancing that is something that a lot of people, not just men, but also a lot of people aren't willing to negotiate. And I think, as I always say, life is about negotiations, and It's not always going to be fucking perfect. You are not always going to have your way. And I think being able to adjust accordingly is the type of masculine man that I want to be. You fucking read, if you were to read this poem to me about 2 or 3 years ago, fuck yeah, I would have been the one writing it. I would have written this poem to talk about what a woman knows about being a man. I think I have learned a lot about what masculinity is because of women. Having convos with them and whatnot. Especially feminists. I know some of the people that might be watching this might be feminists. Hey, all the power to you. I wouldn't call myself a feminist, but I respect anyone that advocates for what they deem is an unfair position, or their position is unfair. Now, I might not agree with it, but I admire again anyone that advocates for or is willing to be an activist for some sort of cause. So yeah, upon reflection, I'm not too sure why I chose it. I wasn't really especially after a long day, I'm not really in the mood to fucking talk too much, but I chose this because it just stood out to me, especially that last line. When this man, he said, "Oh life, I looked at your cold eyes and I said, you're going to have to move against me no matter what I do." Life turned back and said, "This is my nature. You can only play your best hand in response. There are certain things in life that are going to happen." And I think not just that stoic mentality, but that masculine mentality is to fucking push through no matter what, no excuses. And I admire that. I fucking admire that. But I think there are definitely certain things that can be, for me, again, I have to relate it back to me because I'm the only one that I can sort of talk from my experiences, and that's the only thing I can lean back on. But there are certain things that are going to happen. Life is going to happen, and it fucking is so cold in that light. This is my nature. You can only play your best hand in response. Some things in life are going to happen, and I think as a fucking man that is going through life, I am realizing that it is not so much the position that I'm in, but how I react to certain things that make me better. I think that make me more, or that really question not just my convictions and my dignity, but who I am as a person. And I think that's the beauty of life. It is constantly throwing fucking uncomfortable, difficult, and some of the most traumatizing experiences at you. And as and what I have found is that it is going through them with the best hand that I have, and I'm constantly learning these lessons, and they slowly make up the fucking cards in my hand. These lessons that I've learned, and I've very much enjoyed it. Again, I don't think this is an actual poem, but I quite like it. And his references to women speaking and whatnot, I used to go by that thingy, like when a woman tells you what they want in a man or whatnot, or what they should look for. There used to be a saying that, would you ask fish, would a fisherman ask a fish how to fish, or would they ask another fisherman? You know what I mean? In saying that, would you ask a woman how to court a woman or be the type of man, or would you ask another man who knows, or a man that you admire, how to court a woman or be the man for that woman? One thing that I've learned is if you start limiting, what you're willing to learn from, you become very narrow-minded. You become very picky and choosy, and if there's one thing that law has taught me, is that your best offense is your defense. So understanding what the other side is willing to concede, any sort of negotiation, what matters to them, you have to understand your opponent or your enemy's strategy, the way that they're willing to attack and defend, and that strengthens your argument. So being closed off and closed-minded to what other people are willing to, other people's opinions, and the way that you might disagree. Again, I always say you might disagree, you might disregard them, but I think it's very, very important that you understand that there's views out there, and you might just brush it off like it's nothing. But I don't think you'd be just doing yourself a disservice to be completely fucking washing your hands before even trying to understand. Again, I'm not perfect. There's some things that a fucking woman would say or a feminist would say about masculinity where I would just be like, shut up. You know what I mean? Just you know, don't waste my time because I have certain views. But I have slowly learned that it's quite empowering to hear their perspective because it either strengthens my argument or it makes you question it, and then I change. I should be able to, move and adjust accordingly, and I think that's what makes a good man. I'll read it one more time, and then I'll leave it there. The colder you are in the face of life's fire, the better. Whatever softens your inner metal is the thing to be avoided. I hear the women speak, but what does a woman know about being a man or masculinity? What does she have to say? Or what right does she have to say, this is how a man should be? The fox doesn't comment on the nature of a lion. It just walks around it. Oh life, I looked at your cold eyes and I said. Sorry, I think the thing is supposed to be, oh life, I looked at your cold eyes and said, you're going to move against me no matter what I do. Life turned back and said, this is my nature. You can only play your best hand in response. Fucking beautiful. All right, I'll leave it there. I'll throw my hands up. Deuces.